It's 2025 and I want to challenge myself with a new cosplay project for the year. I don't know if it's going to take me a month, 6 months, or the whole year to complete, but I want to challenge myself to create a brand new, entirely something different that I have not done in the past cosplay. This time going to be focused around Star Wars and none other than a stormtrooper, but not just any stormtrooper, a ranged trooper. And no, not those troopers that you might be thinking of. I'm talking about from Solo, that original standalone Han Solo movie that came out a handful of years ago. There was a ranged trooper that if you blink, you're gonna miss it in part of a train sequence that takes place outside. And this is the ranged trooper. And I ended up getting a hold of one of these from Sideshow Hot Toys that just put out an exclusive limited edition variant of these just a handful of months ago, I think, and was able to pick up one of these. And I am so excited to try and tackle an actual stormtrooper, but it's a little bit close to home here since it's actually up in Rochester and it's freezing like 6 months out of the year with snow. So I figured this would be a semi-appropriate cosplay for me to try and tackle. So again, this is a blink and you miss it character. Just in a, as far as I know, just a very few short amount of scenes. I'm not even like a huge fan of this stormtrooper in general. I just think the design of this looks incredible. Like the overall aesthetic of this costume just looks so wildly different and awesome. There's so many different textures that we're seeing here within the jacket and the clothing, the soft clothing bits, but obviously there is a good amount that I'm going to be able to go through and get 3D printed and turn into this actual cosplay piece. Now, if we take a closer look at the overall character itself, there is obviously a really cool stylized stormtrooper helmet here that very similar to some of the other stormtrooper designs that we've seen, but obviously each one has its own slight variant there, which will be really fun for me to actually get printed and finished. But we also have a really nice chest piece, and then there's an ab piece and a groin area piece that will help cover up any areas there that I should be able to get all 3D printed. And then we have things like on the hands and on the forearms and even a piece on the very back where there's a cutout in the jacket to display what I can only assume some sort of heating or cooling system. For me, I'm actually wondering if I'd actually be able to build in something to help keep me cool in something like this costume, because I will be sweating buckets if I ever decide to actually fully wear this to a convention. But what I really wanted to focus on, I think what really drew me into this figure overall, are these huge, chunky, and I mean super chunky Gears of War looking boots. These look so incredible. And even in the movie, those are magnetized and allowing them to walk along the train there while it's in that one particular scene. And this figure even has magnets in it built in as well, allowing it to magnetically attach to anything metal. Now, I don't know if I'd be able to do any sort of magnetism inside of that, which also kind of fits into the Magneto theme that I'm obsessed with, but I just love the overall look of these huge chunky boots, and these will be such a fun, awesome project for me to try and tackle at some point later this year. And when it comes to actually getting some of these parts 3D printed, I have seen that there are some files available on things like Do 3D, as well as there's some free files that I found over on, I think, Printables or Thingiverse, but I ended up finding a helmet file directly over on Etsy that I ended up buying, and I picked this one over some of the other free file options because it was broken up what appeared to be some easy to print and assemble options so that I could individually print some of these, including the little detailed pieces that are in black, as well as the eye piece there that I'm hoping I can end up trying to vacuum form later on. So let's get things started by actually 3D printing this helmet here, which again, was from this Etsy file. I scaled it up by 105% of the original size, and I'm printing it on my Elegoo Neptune 3D printers. I'm using the Neptune 4, the Neptune 4 Plus, and the Neptune 4 Max, and it just so happens that Elegoo is the sponsor of today's video. I'm also using their Pet G for the actual printed helmet parts here so that I can get these printed and assembled. Elegoo also has some amazing resin 3D printers, and it just so happens to print those little black detailed pieces of the helmet. I'm gonna be using their resin 3D printers for those very specific details using the Mars 5 Ultra resin 3D printer that has that tilting vat mechanism, and it's looking so good with this black resin. And when it comes to actually cleaning up the parts here, I'm gonna be using Elegoo's new wash and cure station that is perfect for any of their resin 3D printers. This allows me to not only clean, but also cure my resin 3D prints. If you're interested in more information about any of Elegoo's 3D printers, you'll find links to those down below. All right, what you're seeing me do here is use my Dremel to clean up any of the excess support, scarring, or leftover material that might be there on any of the prints, just to further clean those up. I'm also using some snippers there to snip away at any of that material as well. Again, just trying to smooth this out and clean up any of the connection areas between these parts as best I can. Also, for the set of files, the designer included these little notches here that's gonna allow the parts to slot into each other. Now, the tolerance was a bit too tight, so I'm going around and just ever so slightly removing a little bit of the material so that these fit together better. Now, normally I'd use something like 3D glue when it comes to welding my parts together, but since I printed these in PETG and I don't have the PETG variation of 3D glue, I'm just gonna use some super glue and dab that across the connection points here and then hold that in place. What I might end up doing is also using a 3D pen to actually weld the parts together. So the actual helmet came together pretty nicely here. I've got the two upper and the lower half welded together, and now it's time to install the actual faceplate for this. And it looks like it goes in from the underside and then slots into place here. It's gonna take a little bit of maneuvering to get this in. Actually, I think I got it. There we go. I'm gonna use some super glue again to get this glued into place, and then I'm gonna do the same welding procedure to get the two parts welded together. All right, now that I've got the faceplate attached, all I need to do is install the upper visor, and we should be all set with this. And I'm just gonna weld this in place just like I did with the other parts there. Actually, I might be able to just get away with gluing this in place. And I almost forgot that I still need to attach the black resin pieces that I printed. So I just used some super glue to get those attached. Now this just doesn't look right without the visor. So I ended up printing that in some silk PLA and have that taped in place here temporarily just so that I can get the full effect of this helmet. And I honestly think this is already looking really friggin' cool. There still needs to be sanding that needs to be done to this and a whole lot of weathering to make this pop properly and look just like what we have here on the figure and straight out of the movie. I'm also gonna need to do a little bit more work on covering up the seams in between some of the parts here on the individual 3D prints, but this file was a fantastic one. I'm thinking I might end up trying to do a little bit of my own 3D modeling for a bunch of these different parts here, and then I still need to figure out how exactly I'm gonna make the jacket and some of the other actual cloth pieces here for this costume. But hey, let me know what you think about this new cosplay project for 2025. Again, hopefully I will be able to actually get this all finished here in a rather soon time frame, and it doesn't take, you know, a whole year for me to complete this actual costume. I also want to say a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters for your continued support over the years of me making content here on the interwebs. If you're interested in things like the 3D printer settings that I use for my 3D printers, you can find those over in my Patreon. And if you have any ideas or suggestions on building out this crazy costume, let me know in the comments down below. I'm really excited about this one, and it should involve a whole bunch of designing and 3D printing and sewing to actually get this whole thing put together here. And we'll see if I can actually finish it. Hey, thanks so much for watching, you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I think I could have gone with the original 100% scale. This was scaled up to 105%. I was nervous it was gonna be just a little too tight on my head. Plenty of room.